to recognize you. And I just wanted to appreciate the quick response from the Honorable Leader of the House and your support, sir, and also our houses that are falling down. We have bridges that have collapsed across the country, and we have schools that are being affected. Doha East has not been left out. Yesterday, the other day, I've been there, Right Honorable Speaker, and therefore, perhaps if we, with your indulgence, perhaps if we, the Ministerial of Local Government, with support from the Leader of the House, would at some point in time today address this matter, maybe through a question or a matter of urgent importance, so that maybe we find solutions. The Honorable Minister of Local Government would actually, with support from his superiors, give some instructions to the district commissioners to allow quick support, more especially on schools and bridges that have collapsed, if that pleases you, Right Honorable Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you, Doha East. Indeed, as I said, it is a matter of national importance. I see Honorable Minister of Local Government is rising.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and indeed to thank the Minister of Local Government Emeritus for his point. Let me supplement the Leader of the House's response that indeed the whole country is under siege, and that what we've done this far, we will give a comprehensive, as indicated, report at some point, because responses have got to be effective and efficient, and for that to happen, we need to really assess the extent of the damage. As it stands now, there are houses that are still collapsing, bridges, some roads are not accessible, and most of it has been happening in a few days, but most of them from yesterday. So ODC is under instruction as we speak now to provide us the extent of the damages and look at the immediate reaction from the government. Otherwise, we have instructed them as well to do public awareness, so that at least those that are in the prone areas could move to safe places. That's the immediate response I can give as we compile a comprehensive report on the same. I submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Minister of Local Government. Honorable
Zomba Chikomwe.
Zomba Chikoma. Yes, go ahead.
Right Honorable Speaker, good morning. Yesterday we started receiving and debating on cluster committee presentations from the chairpersons. So I thought this morning we could continue doing that until we finalize the cluster reports from the various cluster meetings which we had. So I thought today we could also proceed on that one. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Zomba Chikoma. Yes, Zomba, no, is it Zomba?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Zomba City North. Today being a private member's day, I would like to move that we waive all relevant standing orders so that we start answering questions for all replies, and soon after, then we go to government business, where we'll tackle reports from cluster committees. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and I beg to move.
Honorable member, we are already under questions, so there is no need for a motion, but to continue with our questions for oral replies as you have wished. Let me recognize the owner of question number 90, today's standing order paper, going to Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. Honorable Neno South.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to confirm that the question going to Minister of Education on the order paper is indeed coming from the people of Neno South. We are requesting Honorable Minister to consider upgrading Chifunga CDSS into a full boarding secondary school, so that the people that comes from Group Village Headman Feremu, Group Village Headman Msalawata, Jimbe, as far as the Group Village Headman Margareta should access that, because a girl child walks 5 to 6 kilometers to this CDSS. So I would like to ask if you could upgrade this CDSS into a boarding secondary school, full boarding secondary school. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you very much, Neno South. Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the question from the Honorable Member from Neno South, who incidentally happens to be chairperson of the Cluster Committee on Education. So a lot of respect to the chair. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honorable Member is asking my ministry to consider upgrading Chifunga Community Secondary School to a full boarding secondary school, which would benefit learners from TM Lauli, group villages Salawata, Feremu, Chapita, and Jonathan. The students from the said group villages walk for 6 to 7 kilometers every day to access education, which poses a threat to the girl child. Mr. Speaker, I thank the Honorable Member for the question. Chifunga CDSS was established in 1998 on premises that were for refugees from Mozambique and is on a 21-hectare piece of land. In 2007, new structures were built with funding from African Development Bank. The school has grown over time and it now has a total of 9 feeder primary schools, namely Chifunga 1, Chifunga 2, Chimbamira, Chipindu, Luani, Chema, Ntayanyemba, and Kapanikiza. Currently, the school operates a single shift school with 2 streams and a capacity of 400 learners. Mr. Speaker, sir, my respectful advice to the Honorable Member is that, having regard to the distances in the district, the first solution would be to build a new community day secondary school closer to the area that is currently farthest from any secondary school. I would like to assure the Honorable Member that we will support her in ensuring that a centrally located place is identified and construction of a new community secondary school is established. The purpose of this initiative is to ensure that we should increase access to secondary education, because building hostels will maintain the numbers as they currently are, but it is the wish of government to ensure that we increase access to secondary education in the district. Therefore, I would like to invite the Honourable Minister to work with the Ministry and the District Council for the establishment of a new community-based secondary school. I agree with the Honourable Member on the need for girls' hostels at Chifunga Community-based Secondary School. This too is taken and noted, and we will support the Honourable Member accordingly. But before I sit down, Honourable Speaker, let me thank the Honourable Member, being chairperson of the Education Committee, and the entire committee for their report on their cluster. I listened attentively to the report, very supportive, very insightful, and we shall do our best to ensure that the observations and comments made therein are implemented. Equally importantly, I would like to acknowledge the comments on higher education made by the Honourable Member from Katabe Chinteche. I appreciate those comments made yesterday, and we shall consider them as we move along. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Minister of Education. I see Zimba Northeast, Nkatabe Chinteje, and Lilongwe
Chipala Nafis.
Lilongwe Chipala Nafis. In that order, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Just wanted to find out from the Minister of Education as a matter of policy. When you have projects that were initiated by the development partners in conjunction with government, but in the process the development partner has pulled out. I'm asking this, the 250 secondary schools project, Zimba Northeast was one of the beneficiaries, and there's a secondary school that was being constructed at Njongolweni Center. And this secondary school is at 85% completion rate. But as we're talking, there's no activity, and yet there are a lot of materials that are still left on site. I'm having to pay for security of those materials at this particular center, and I just wanted to find out, as government, what policy do you have to actually save us people from Zimba Northeast, because this was a project that was initiated by development partners and government, but we are looking for completion. And this particular secondary school, we have lost quite a number of students because they have to travel from Njongolweni to Ekwendeni, which is a long distance, and quite a number of students have been killed. And just a few months ago, we lost a student doing the same. So I just wanted to find out, Honourable Minister, what is your policy on these projects? Thank you. Right Honourable.
Thank you very much, Mzimba Northeast. Honourable Minister, I hope you are taking notes. There's also BCA school, primary school, similar situation where people are now paying for security. Yes, Nkatabe Chinteche.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Through you, I would want to ask a supplementary question to the Honourable Minister of Education. Yeah, considering the fact that as constituencies, we will be very rich because of the CDF, therefore, Nkatabe Chinteche is tempted to construct a secondary school where we're supposed to have one among those 250. Now that we will be rich, we can do it on our own. So I wanted to find out if there's a basic minimum requirements of the kind of structures that are supposed to be erected for something to be called a secondary school, because we may end up building structures which may not be the basic requirements as far as the Minister of Education is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Nkatabe Chinteche. Unless you want to build an upstairs one, that would be very wonderful. Go for it. Yes, Lilongwe Chipala Nafisi.
Thank you very much, Honourable Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise on a supplementary question, goes to the Minister of Education, to consider Lilongwe City Chipalanafisi to have a secondary school. Our students from St. Chimoga, area 50, they walk a long distance to access education. So I would like to ask the Minister of Education to consider my constituency to have a secondary school. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lilongwe Chipala constituency. Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, for the opportunity to respond to the 3 supplementary questions with a supplementary question regarding BCA primary school. But may I request the honorable member, the respected former speaker, who gave you so many 105s, Mr. Speaker, sir, to repeat the specific name of the school. I would like to have that name properly.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The specific place is called Ndongolweni. Ndongolweni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Thank you very much.
Minister, can you repeat that word, please?
It is Ndongolweni. That was why I wanted to understand the name. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, the identification of Ndongolweni as an appropriate place for a secondary school was not done by the development partners. It was government in consultation with the community that identified this place as an appropriate place for a secondary school. Then we asked our donors to support us in the construction. So we, as a government, believe that Ndongolweni deserves a secondary school. It is a pity that the school has not been completed. At 85%, it should be easy for government to find resources. In consultation with the honorable member, we just heard from the honorable member from Karabe, Chinteje, that constituencies are very rich now, and therefore I would like to invite the honorable member to consult the ministry as well as the council so that together we should complete this school within the remaining months of this academic year so that by September this school is available for our children in the area. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I have taken note of the plight of BCA primary school. It is a puzzling situation that the place was abandoned. Be assured that we will act with speed in the same way we acted regarding Nsanje Secondary School. We will act with speed to respond to the situation at BCA Primary School. And we shall give a report to the honorable member for the school. I am hoping that it is right, Honorable Speaker, as soon as possible. Thank you. With regard to designs for Community Day Secondary School, Honorable Member, thank you very much for that question. We do have standard designs for what qualifies for a secondary school these days. Designs, sizes, and everything is available from the Ministry's Department of Infrastructure Management Unit. Just as a guide, you need to have sufficient classroom blocks. Today, you need to have a computer lab. Today you need to have a library. Today you need to have at least a minimum of 3 to 4 teachers' houses. You need security at the premises, an administration block, certainly toilets, adequate toilets for girls, boys, teachers, male and female. So basically today, a secondary school should have all the facilities that are necessary to ensure that proper teaching takes place there. What we used to call a conventional secondary school is what must exist at every community-day secondary school in this day and age. So, Honorable Member, I shall provide to you the designs of the secondary schools, and I'll also make them available to honorable members should they need them, so that as you move forward with the deep pockets of the new CDF, we can certainly ensure that we are building schools that are commensurate with the demands of education today. Finally, the honorable member from Lilongwe Chipala, Nafisi. Honorable member, this is a new question, but I would like to think that if we have a community of its own with identification like Kawale, Chirinde, those areas contain sufficient population to demand a secondary school. So off the cuff, I cannot respond to saying, yes, we are giving a secondary school, but I would like to assure honorable member that we will come and evaluate the place and assess whether a secondary school is needed. In all likelihood, because I live in Lilongwe, I think that you do deserve a secondary school. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Minister of Education. We now go to question 91. Honourable members, I had taken 3 on that question. There's still more questions. I see you. We go to question 91, coming from Mzimba East.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I rise to confirm that the question on today's order paper is really submitted on behalf of people of Mzimba East. And just a point of correction on the name of the area, it is written Kasurwe. It must read Kajorwe. Thank you.
Kajorwe. Noted. Honorable Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity to respond to the question from the honorable member from Mzimba East, who asked the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to consider constructing a community-day secondary school around Chipombo, Kajowe areas. The honorable member says that the nearest school is at Lumono, which is very far, especially for girls who face various challenges. Mr. Speaker, sir, in response, allow me to thank the honorable member from Mzimba East for her question. The school being mentioned, which is near Lumono, is in Hungwa Community Day Secondary School, which is indeed far from Chipombo and Kajowe. Having said this, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me agree with the honorable member on the need for a CDSS at Chipombo, considering the long distances students travel from their homes to access secondary education at Ntungwa. Mr. Speaker, sir, however, if the proposed school is constructed, it will have 3 feeder primary schools, namely Chipombo, Kasangazi, and Kajolwe. The same schools are the only feeder schools for Ndungwa CDSS that is currently in existence. Together, these primary schools have a combined standard 8 enrollment of 101. All the three schools have an enrollment in standard 8 of 101. With this enrollment, the establishment of another secondary school in the area would not be cost effective. The request may, however, be considered in future when enrollments in the feeder schools increases and funds permitting. However, as an immediate and intermediate solution to address the challenges faced by girls, it will be more practical to expand the existing CDSS at Ndungwa by constructing accommodation facilities for the girls. I therefore urge the honorable member to mobilize the community and to seek support from the council in order to construct a girls' hostel using the CDF. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Minister of Education. Let me start with Lilongwe Kampuno. Then I'll go to my senior. Is it Lilongwe Site Ngwenya? Lilongwe Site Ngwenya. Then I'll go to Sanje Southwest. Yeah, in that order, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for recognizing the beautiful people of Lilongwe Kampuno constituency. I have got a supplementary question to ask to the Honorable Minister of Education. I hear that it was approved that primary school teachers, especially the women, can be wearing decent trousers. But in the Lilongwe district, they are not wearing it because they are waiting for the circular to be approved. Not nyoto, but decent trousers that can be wearing. So I would like to ask the ministry if Lilongwe district, they can also start wearing decent trousers, female teachers. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Lilongwe Kampuno. Lilongwe Ngwenya.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My supplementary to the Honorable Minister is in relation to 2 teachers' houses at Chikangawa Primary School. These houses were started up to roof level, but for a long time now, they've not work stopped because of contractor issues, we are told, and yet the teachers, there's not a single teacher that resides around the school premises, and we would like to implore the minister to have these 2 houses completed to sort out the contractual issues that is outstanding so that our teachers, at least 2 teachers, can be accommodated around the school premises. The second one, Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, is at Msambachi Ko CDSS. This is a newly established CDSS. We have Form 1 and Form 2. There was a building that was a block that was started by the ministry, but now work was suspended on that block. But we need a classroom come September 2026. And because the class that is now Form 2 has to move to Form 3, and this building that whose work was suspended is still not, has not been completed, and we fear that come September 2023, we will not have Form 3 at the school. So we implore the minister, please, to sort out the issues that are standing so that work can be completed to enable our Form 3 to start in September.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lilongwe City Ngwenya. Nsanje Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would like to make a supplementary comment on the recent developments in Nsanje, where we made an SOS to the Minister of Education to come and bail us out. I would like to sincerely thank the Minister of Education for responding with a relief support of 262 mattresses. This is unprecedented. It's something that we did not expect. It shows, Mr. Speaker, sir, that we have a listening government that cares about its people, that is ready to support and bail them out during times of trouble. Mr. Speaker, sir, I just want to underscore that the state of Nsanje Secondary School is very bad. The school has dilapidated. It was constructed in 1964. As we are speaking, the walls are collapsing. There are no window panes. The mattresses are tattered. The beds are broken. There's literally nothing. It's not fit to be called a school at all. And I would like to ask the Minister of Education to provide us with a solution for the long term while we are consulting amongst ourselves. There are 5 constituencies to see how best we can come in to support. I also would like to ask the Minister of Education to make further clarification, because he did indicate that the 262 mattresses that were given to Nsanje Secondary School were supposed to go to Nsanje last year, but they were diverted to Kasungu schools, Chayamba School and Kasungu Secondary School. It's something that we do not understand, but I would like him to further elaborate how these mattresses were diverted last year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nsanje Southwest. Minister, point of order, Kasungu.
Kasungu Northeast, Right Honourable Speaker.
Kasungu Northeast, yes.
Thank you. Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for acknowledging the people Northeast on a point of order. Is it in order that the Honourable Member from Nsanje Central, I think, who just resumed his seat, should make an allegation without evidence that mattresses that were supposed to be going to Nsanje Secondary School were diverted? I would want to have evidence that actually supports the same, because this is a house of record and we need to be making proper allegations and not just giving information, gossips and something. And would also want to make sure that education is apolitical. So would like, Right Honourable Speaker, to get evidence that supports this allegation. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much. I take it that the Minister of Education is here. Maybe he could also have some knowledge of that, because the Honourable Member mentioned the names of the schools where the mattresses went, which makes me believe that he has information, and we don't know if the Minister will have that information. If not, then we will need maybe that evidence, Honourable, to be brought.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it is on record. The Minister of Education did respond on social media and in the press. So we will ask the Minister of Education to respond.
Thank you, Nsanje Southwest. Can we give a chance to the Minister to respond? Because it seems the Minister knows the issue. So let the Minister respond, and then you can come with those point of orders. The question has gone to the Minister. Let me ask the Minister to respond. Then you can come with the point of orders if you're not satisfied with the response from the Minister. Minister of Education.
Thank you very much. In order to lower the temperature, I will start with the first question. So while we are dealing with this one later. Mr. Speaker, within the constitutional framework, our requirement in the schools is that there must be decency in dress, and that cuts across the whole country. Whether it's in Lilongwe, Mzimba, Mangochi, there must be decency in this dress within the constitutional framework. So that is your answer, Madam. Whether there is a requirement for Lilongwe different from Mzimba, different from Msanje, there's no differentiation. All districts, all schools are supposed to observe decency in a dress. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, on that question. With regard to the honourable member for...
Honourable Minister, I thought she was being specific that in schools, teachers are allowed to wear trousers now, not nyoso. That was my understanding. So I think it was specific for teachers. Is that allowed? I think that's what she wanted to
Mr.
hear.
Speaker, thank you very much for elaborating the question. And I asked you, I responded to it in general terms, because I am saying that the application for decency in dress applies to both students as well as teachers. And obviously in primary school, children are not allowed to wear trousers. But where trousers are allowed to be worn, whether in secondary school, universities, all over the country, we must observe decency in a dress. Whether it is a dress, it must be decent. Whether it is long trousers, they must be decent. That is the response, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have responded. I am sure my response is clear. I saw the person who asked the question cheering my response. The second question came from the honourable member from Lilongwe Ngwenya. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member brought to my attention the situation at Kazitwe Primary School, Kizingwe Primary School, as well as Sambaichiko CDSS. Both centers face incompleted infrastructure, contracts that are running but should be investigated. So I would like to assure the honourable member that we will, with regard to Msambaichiko Community Day Secondary School, we will ensure that there is a facility for those that are completing Form 2 to enter Form 3. And therefore, we would work with you to ensure that we have funds to start building additional classroom blocks that will accommodate Form 3 and Form 4. The situation of the primary school needs to be investigated. Oftentimes, it is contractors abandoning work when they have already been paid. Sometimes it could be that there was problems in paying the contractor. So the matter must be investigated before we decide how to proceed. But proceed we will, because when we started, it was evidence of the fact that we needed this school for the community there. So thank you for bringing this matter to my attention. But let me also draw the House's attention to Section 12 of the Education Act, which says specifically that the provision of primary education is the responsibility of the local council. Very important for us to remember. We as a ministry ensure that there are schools all across the country, but the primary responsibility is of the local council according to law. So we will push your council to ensure that they discharge their obligation there. Should they fail, and for a good reason, the ministry will intervene where possible. Nsanje Northeast, I believe that the honorable member appreciates the immediate intervention made by the ministry to provide mattresses to his school. Having done that, I have received so many requests for immediate delivery of mattresses. It's not that there is a problem with the people requesting for the mattresses. It is because I think the issue of mattresses has been ignored for a long time. So it's not the fault of honorable members or schools that there are no mattresses, but probably the issue has not been addressed for a very long time. I would like to assure the House and all schools across the country that this matter will be addressed progressively as and when funds become available to ensure that our children are learning in decent environment, conducive for decent and quality education. I also would like to agree that the infrastructure at Nsanje Secondary School is in need of massive rehabilitation or repair. Maybe the word rehabilitation does not have a similar word in Chichewa, but we are not good at rehabilitating infrastructure, which leads to our own infrastructure where we invested lots of money to go derelict. And when we wake up to fix the situation, usually it's too late and we just need to rebuild a new infrastructure. But we think that Nsanje can be repaired, rehabilitated, and it is in our plans to ensure that the school is rehabilitated. I would like to thank the honorable member for taking those pictures to show us the state of the school. Now, with regard to the interesting question of the mattresses, the issue of mattresses having been diverted was in my statement, and I stand by that. I said in my statement that mattresses intended for Nsanje Secondary School were diverted to specific schools in Kasungu. I said that, and I stand by that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister of Education. Point of order, MCP Whip.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I appreciate the response that has been given.
Mr. Speaker, I'm the owner of the question.
I did not see you rise, but I'll get back to you as soon as I finish the point of order.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. The response from the Honourable Minister is appreciated, standing by what he said in his ministerial statement that mattresses were diverted. Right Honourable Speaker, I would want to believe that infrastructure for education in the country, when we pass the budget, it's meant for the country. Where the ministry uses the word divert, I would want to understand what diverting means, because if these were meant for, it isn't Kasungu in Malawi. Kasungu is in Malawi. I hear that even the mattresses that have been sent to Nsanje were meant for the secondary school. But because Nsanje is also in Malawi, we say they can go to Nsanje. It's now at the ministry that has prioritized. To prioritize doesn't mean that the other people do not deserve. These mattresses we are going to the secondary school. They have gone to Sanje, we have no problem. Because the people in Sanje, I need as well. If there was a directive from the ministry that they be sent to Kasungu, then later on Sanje, is that a problem?
Let me give chance to Sanje Southwest.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to applaud the Minister of Education for saying the truth. The fact of the matter is that this country was suffering due to nepotism. The previous government made this country go down because of nepotism. We have a classic case where mattresses meant for Sanje were diverted by the Minister of Education, who is refusing to accept and to honor the mistake.
Then she was the minister. Then she was the minister.
I just want to make the point that our leaders must be held accountable to equitable decisions. And if leadership like this does not own up to the past mistakes, we will not learn from past mistakes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. I think we have spoken enough on the mattress issue. Let's tackle government business. So who? Doist, what has gone out of order?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. We have a very able Minister of Education. Every time he responds to questions, everybody wants to ask. And we want to divert the Honorable Minister from tangible issues, and then want us to be quarreling. If you saw in the morning the way how the Honorable Minister of Education is responding to questions, the whole country is appreciating. And if at all, my dear brother wanted to ask about his constituency, should have just done so. Because when you start trying to think that another part in Malawi is not important, there are questions, Right Honorable Speaker, there are questions and allegations which we don't bring in the House. Let me say, you come from Chikangawa, and the stadium which was built in Nsanje to develop sports in Chikangawa and Luntha was taken to Nsanje. That is a FIFA project. It was meant to develop sports in the urban sector. Millions and billions. Millions and billions. That Honorable Speaker, that stadium everywhere where FIFA has developed, it goes to urban areas for development of sports. He took it to his constituency. It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Order. Let's have order. I see Mwanza Central.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Mwanza Central, you were rising?
Yeah, it's a supplementary. I'm standing on a supplementary question.
Mwanza Central, I think we had exhausted the three.
The three, all right, okay.
So let's wait for question 92 on the order paper. That is coming from Kota Central. I don't see him. I don't see Nkota Central. Nkota Central is not in the house. Before we move to another question, let me, yes, Honorable Nzimba South.
Mr. Speaker, we had agreed that after break we will go to government business so that we can tackle the budget deliberation. I'm seeing that the time is getting near, so I wanted to move the same so that after break we can come to government business. Will you allow me to do so? And then before I do so,
yeah, sure, you can proceed.
Mr. Speaker, as we go to have a break, I know we have got a short time now, about 8 minutes or more. I wanted to move. Mr. Speaker, I want to move that when we come back from health break, we have a critical business that we need to deal with, that is budget deliberation. The chairperson, where some of the chairperson did not table their issues. So I want to move that after a health break, we go to government business, budget deliberations. Before that, Mr. Speaker, you know also, based on the decision that this House made 4 weeks ago, whereby the decision by the Business Committee was superseded by the decision of this House, a supplementary order paper was drafted concerning Bill number 2 of 2025. And Mr. Speaker, based also on your ruling, which was about to say, does a business that has come on a supplementary order paper, can it continue appearing on the order paper? Your ruling was say, no, it's not automatic. And also, Mr. Speaker, on the same note, this government side, you had also ruled that government and opposition, they can come together and agree and talk to our president on how the CDF thing can be done. At the same time, you also ruled that the guidelines should come forth. But until now, Mr. Speaker, they are nowhere to be seen. We don't need to give pressure to government. They need to take their time to come up with good things that Malawians want in terms of the 5 billion CDF. We don't need to give pressure to the president. We don't need to give pressure to the government. Let them take their time. But, Mr. Speaker, there are some issues which my colleague from Chikangawa highlighted. We need money in our constituencies, Mr. Speaker. As we are closing Parliament in the next 3 weeks, we need money that we can polish up small projects that are in shambles right now. As your members, we are receiving a lot of pressure right now. Mr. Speaker, we will die of stress if we go without any token that we can govern. With this, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to beg you for your positive consideration that immediately when we hand over to government, before we hand over to government, a supplementary order paper has to be drafted, the same one that was drafted 4 weeks ago, so that Bill number 2 of 2025 should be tabled and be passed in this House, so that members, when they go on their constituencies in the next 3 weeks, at least they can have a 200 million, which they can use to refurbish small projects on our members. Each constituency right now has got problems. We have got critical problems, and let's be realistic. Let's give government time to come up with something they can do. In this case, I beg to move, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
I take it the second one was not a motion. But I'm definitely sure that our able Minister of Local Government, as you rightly said, should take his time to make sure that the guidelines are really looking at all the issues affecting our constituencies. And I'm sure that before we rise, sign die, we should have some statement on that from our able minister. Honour members, we have a motion on the floor. The motion no, we have a motion to extend time. Not to extend time, but to give back government the day, so that after health break. So as read by Nzimba South, we have a motion that we vary the order paper and we come back from break, we give the business to government side. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Kotakota Central, I was looking for you. But before I come to you, since I'm with Nzimba South now, I wanted to make an announcement that Nzimba South has brought us visitors, and they are in the gallery. Please, our visitors from Nzimba South, stand. You are very welcome to, most welcome to Parliament. And we hope you are enjoying your visit to Lilongwe. Most welcome. Nzimba South, thank you very much for bringing us our visitors. Thank you. You may take your seats. Members, as I was saying, I was looking for Kotakota Central, and he's just on time. You have a question in today's order paper, question 92. I'd like you to confirm.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker, sir. Long time. I missed you personally.
I missed you too, brother.
I would like to confirm that the question appearing as question number 92 on the order paper is the question from the people, the wise people of Kotakota Central Constituency, through their intelligent MP, asking the Ministry of Education to construct a community-day secondary school at Chipwato, which is close to Mbandila Technical College, within the area of Senior Chief Malinga Chanzi. Subject, however, to correction, I've noted that on the paper, it's appearing as Chipalato, but it's Chipwato. That is all, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the question from the Honourable Kotakota Central, whose question is to ask the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to consider constructing a community-day secondary school at Chipwati near Mbandila Community Technical College within the area of Traditional Authority Malenga Chansi. This area is on the edge of the constituency at the boundary with Kotakota Chia constituency. Hence the school, according to the Honourable Member, hence the school would save citizens from both constituencies. Currently, learners from surrounding communities walk for over 15 kilometers to Linga Community Day Secondary School, which is also undercapacitated due to a boom in enrollment over the past years. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the honorable member from Kota Central for this question. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, to begin by informing the House that students from primary schools around the area were previously being selected to Kasamba CDSS, which is very far away. The establishment of Pamanta CDSS under the SEED project has therefore significantly reduced the distance these students used to walk to school. However, some students from primary schools such as Chandia and Chipwatu still walk 11 kilometers and 8 kilometers respectively to Mpamanta CDSS. This distance is against the ministry's policy of a maximum of 5 kilometers walking distance to school. Mr. Speaker, sir, constructing a CDSS at Chipwato will significantly reduce the distance from Chandia and Chipwato to 2 kilometers and 3 kilometers, respectively. I therefore agree with the honorable member on the need for a CDSS at Chipwato to reduce the long distance that students walk. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, if the CDSS is constructed at Chipwato, it will only have 2 feeder primary schools, Chandia and Chipwato, whose total enrollment for Standard 8 is only 84 students. In addition, the same schools also feed into Mpamanta Community Day Secondary School. Considering these factors, establishing a new school at Chipwato would currently not be practical, as the 2 feeder schools cannot supply enough students for a full secondary school. The new school will end up being underutilized. I therefore suggest to the honorable member to consider constructing hostels through CDF. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Let me start with Honorable
Palombe Northeast.
Palombe Northeast. Zomba Central North. But let me take a lady. My sister there behind.
Mr. Speaker, you recognized me before, but we had already taken 3.
No, I'm talking of the lady behind you.
This is Chitipa North constituency.
Yes, Chitipa North. And your constituency, Honorable? Leza? Okay. You said I had recognized you? Or you want me to recognize you? Okay, so I'll take you as an exception. You'll be the 4th one. Okay, in that order, please. Let's start with Palombe.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Palombe Northeast to ask a question to the Minister on a supplementary basis. Mr. Speaker, sir, Palombe Northeast is requesting the Honorable Minister of Education to consider constructing a community day secondary school at Ntambula. This is because this area is surrounded by the Mpoto Lagoon to the east and the Hile Makua to the north. As such, it is very difficult for students to move from Ntambula area in the villages of Mlambe
Ntambula, Kolowiko, and Nambazo to go to Sambanjat or Chinolamipen or even Mao's CDSSs. Just for your information, Right Honorable Speaker, Parliament Northeast as a whole does not have a full body secondary school, but only community-day secondary schools. So my request is to request the minister to consider at least constructing this community-day secondary school at Ntambula area. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Palombe Northeast. Zomba Central North.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for recognizing the people of Zomba City North to ask a question to the Minister, Able Minister of Education, Science and Technology. Would the Minister consider providing Zomba City North with a community day secondary school, particularly in Matawale? The CDSS that we have has got a great number of students enrolled, such that they resorted to a double shift. And this is doing as well because it has compromised the quality of education. As such, we, the people of Zomba City North, would like to request for a community day secondary school in Zomba City North. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Zomba City North. There's, Chitipa North.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for recognizing the people of Chitipa North constituency to ask the Minister of Education supplementary question. The Honorable Minister, the people of Chitipa North constituency would like to ask if you have policies where the people, they have built some secondary schools using their own little resources. If you have policies that can help in complementing the efforts that the communities have done. For example, we have Ipula Community Day Secondary School where they only have one block and it's not even working. And we have Mtitima Secondary School which is incomplete. Njelengwa CDSS and also Kameme Tech where we don't even have the community hostels for the girls. Girls travel long distances to come to the school, and this puts off the young people to continue with education. We're already struggling, so we're asking you, Able Minister, if you could consider constructing this CDSS completion according to the standards of education. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you very much, Chitipa North.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for granting opportunity to people of Dedzampu's constituency to ask a supplementary question. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to ask the Minister of Education, Science and Technology to consider constructing boys and girls hostels at Malawangombe and the Lobby CDSS, considering that the learners from these areas walk long distances to access secondary education, often fail to attend classes during the rain season, which risks discouraging the vision of His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika of providing free secondary education to all learners and making sure that no rural child is left behind. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister of Education.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the 4 supplementary questions. All the questions are new questions, but I'll do my best to respond to each one, knowing that honorable members have taken the trouble to ask the questions, and I will honor that the effort made. Palombe Northeast. Honorable Member, thank you for your question. For a community day secondary school at Nhambula in your constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to assure the honorable member that my ministry will investigate the necessity of a secondary school at Nhambula in order to assist the community in Palombe Northeast. With regard to the comment made by the honorable member that there is a need for boarding facilities at some of his schools, I would like to encourage the honorable member, if we have long distances to schools, to consider first and foremost the construction of new schools instead of building boarding facilities in the far-flung place. The reason is the new community-day secondary schools will increase access for more students, for boys and girls to be studying under the care and supervision of their parents. Boarding facilities should be the last resort. Zomba City North, thank you, honorable member, for your. From what we know, Matawale is a very large and very highly populated community, and it is not surprising that the one community-day secondary school that was constructed is currently overcrowded. The situation in Matawale will be investigated, and my ministry will inform the honorable member of our findings regarding a new community-day secondary school in the constituency. The honorable member for Chitipa North, I would like to thank the community in Chitipa North, through you, honorable member, for the effort in starting construction of schools at Ipula and 3 other places. This effort is to be commended, honorable member. My ministry is deeply grateful for these initiatives. I would like to assure the honorable member that my ministry will investigate all the 4 centers, and we shall support the initiatives that the communities have taken with resources from other donors as well as the CDF. But be assured, as you go over to the village over this weekend, that the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology will support the initiatives that your communities have taken. The Zankuzi, the request is for boys and girls hostels. I would like to assure the honorable member once again that the situation in your constituency will be investigated, and a decision will be made whether to consider constructing the hostels or to build another community-day secondary schools for easy access. And once that investigation is completed, I shall revert to the honorable member. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Education. Honourable members, before we suspend for a health break, I have a few announcements. We have guests from St. Denis Primary School coming from Lilongwe Kampuno. St. Denis, please stand. Honorable Lilongwe Kampuno, please stand and wave at our beautiful kids, students. You are welcome to Parliament. Thank you so much. You may take a seat. We also have Nsonkamanja Primary School from Buka constituency. Nsonkamanja Primary School, please stand. Thank you so much. Your MP. There is Honorable Lincoln Dewonde. Thank you so much for bringing our students to Parliament. Thank you. You may take a seat. We also have Dzuka Primary School from Lilongwe Msozi. Dzuka Primary School, please stand. I like your uniforms. Thank you for coming, and you're most welcome. Your MP for Lilongwe Msozi. Honorable Gwengwe is not in the house. Thank you for coming. You may take a seat. Those are our guests. I hope I've not forgotten one or any. Honourable members, the second announcement is quite long. Honourable members, you will recall that on Tuesday, 24th February 2026, the member for Mwanza Central rose in this House to ask a question under Standing Order 69 regarding the status of the Commission of Inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash. The question sought clarity on the progress of investigation into the tragic incident of 10th June 2024, which claimed lives of the former Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, Right Honorable Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima, and 8 others. In response to the question, the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs delivered a comprehensive statement to this august House. The Minister reported that despite previous inquiries, including those conducted by a commission of inquiry appointed by the former head of state and the German aviation experts, significant gaps and inconsistencies remain, leaving unanswered questions and public trust compromised. The Honourable Minister informed the House that His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, has taken note of the concerns. Importantly, the Minister conveyed that the President, acknowledging that this House represents the collective will and neutrality of all Malawians, directed that the National Assembly should conduct a fresh inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash. After lengthy deliberations by this House on this matter, the First Deputy Speaker, who was in the chair, reserved his ruling on the matter and indicated that this would be done by my office at a later stage. Honourable members, in considering this matter, my office examined the proposals made by this august House and also consulted with the Business Committee to map the way forward. I will therefore proceed to guide the House based on my consultations and indeed the provisions of the Constitution and our own standing orders. Firstly, Section 89, Clause 1G of the Constitution of the Republic of Malawi gives powers to the President to appoint a commission of inquiry or on any matter. This is clear executive mandate. Furthermore, Section 88(2) obligates the President to provide executive leadership in the interest of national unity by seeking a mechanism that guarantees neutrality and public confidence, the President is acting to unify the nation in pursuit of this truth. However, the President has chosen a path that respects the separation of powers by directing that Parliament should look into this matter. The decision was made considering that this House is neutral and members represent all Malawians. Honourable members, be reminded that this House derives its authority to execute this task from its constitutional mandate to represent the people and oversee the executive. My office is mindful of the different views raised on the floor during discussions on this matter. Some were of the view that Parliament is a rightful institution to conduct this inquiry, whilst others had different views. After thoroughly considering all the views and having made consultations on the same, my office is of the view that Parliament should accept the direction from the President to investigate this matter. This is because under the Constitution, Parliament represents all Malawians and has the legal and rightful structures to investigate the matter. This will be done through the establishment of an ad hoc committee to ensure that Parliament conducts detailed scrutiny and investigation into this matter. Standing Order 152/11 allows the House to appoint an ad hoc committee which is determined by the Assembly on the recommendation of the Business Committee to consider a specific matter such as this one. Having heard the statement from the Honourable Minister of Justice, which constitutes a directive from His Excellency the President, and having considered the relevant constitutional provisions and our standing orders, I wish to guide the House as follows. 1. That the directive is procedurally sound. The President has acted within the powers conferred upon him by Sections 89(1)(g) of the Constitution of the Republic to seek a fresh inquiry. In referring the matter to Parliament, he is upholding the spirit of Section 12(c) of the Constitution, which recognizes the importance of transparency and accountability in governance. 2. The House has the mandate to act. The request for Parliament to establish a commission of inquiry aligns with our constitutional role as the voice of the people. The shortcomings in the previous inquiries, as highlighted by the Minister, necessitate a fresh approach that commands the trust of all stakeholders. Therefore, this House is best placed to provide that neutrality. 3. In this regard, pursuant to Standing Order 152/11, I direct that the matter of fresh inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash be handled by an ad hoc committee. I wish to guide further that in line with the mentioned standing order, the ad hoc committee should meet forthwith to come up with terms of references and a roadmap detailing how the inquiry will be conducted. The TORs must be broad enough to review all previous findings, address the said gaps and inconsistencies identified by the Honourable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and ensure a transparent process that brings closure to this issue. The mandate of this committee will expire after reporting to this august House. The composition of this ad hoc committee. Following my consultations with the Business Committee during a meeting held on Tuesday, 17th March 2026, the Business Committee discussed the proposed membership of the ad hoc committee as provided under Standing Order 156C3. I wish to inform the House that the Business Committee resolved that the ad hoc committee should be composed of 13 members as provided under Standing Order 15211. These honorable members will be selected proportionally from parties represented in this august House as follows: DPP, 4 members; MCP, 3 members; Independents, 3 members; UTM, 1 member; UDF, 1 member; PP, 1 member. The Business Committee further resolved that members who would be nominated into this ad hoc committee should not include those who have made public pronouncements and strongly made conclusions on the plane crash, or were directly involved in the prior commission of inquiry and may be potential witnesses, to avoid conflict of interest. This will ensure that the inquiry process is neutral, credible, and impartial to protect the integrity of Parliament. The committee, once constituted, will elect its chairperson at its first meeting. The committee will be supported by technical experts drawn from relevant fields, guided by the Business Committee and Parliament Secretariat, to be determined by the Clerk of Parliament. And furthermore, the Business Committee agreed that the ad hoc committee should conclude its work within 90 days for reporting to this august House. The report is expected during the next meeting of Parliament. In addition, the ad hoc committee is expected to provide regular updates to the Business Committee through my office every month in order to track progress of the committee on the inquiry process. Finally, I wish to state that the establishment of this ad hoc committee is not an interference into executive powers, but a testament to the maturity and transparency of our democracy. It reflects the President's confidence in this august House and our collective responsibility to safeguard the national interest. May I now request all party whips to submit names of proposed members from their respective parties to this ad hoc committee to my office before the close of business today. Independent members who wish to be part of this committee should submit their requests to my office for consideration. I so rule. Other members, it is now 11:11. Oh. We will start with the Leader of the House.
Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to confirm that what you have just communicated to the House is indeed what transpired during the Business Committee meeting. I so submit.
Thank you, Leader of the House. MCP Whip.
Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to join the leader of the House in confirming that what you have communicated to the House is indeed what we discussed and agreed upon in the Business Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Leader from Whip from MCP. Honorable members, it is now 11:13. We'll suspend for health break and we'll be back at 11:43. House suspended.
Luntha Vision stands as an autonomous faith-based broadcaster with a national and international reach. Experience the difference with Luntha Vision, where innovation meets experience. Authenticated team backed by cutting-edge technology ensures seamless execution and unparalleled results. Luntha guarantees credibility